Good afternoon from Route 66 Stadium in Joliet, Illinois, where the University of St. Francis Fighting Saints are set to begin the home opener on the schedule in CCSJ play against Calumet College of St. Joseph. Luke Tanaka with you. Glad to have you alongside for this edition of St. Francis Baseball, as the Saints come in with a record of 4-11 after the spring trip and coming in hoping for a little bit more success here in conference play. John Reardon on the hill for the Saints. Here's the first pitch of the ball game, low and outside for ball one. Get to the lineups here in just a moment. A butt attempt is missed, and it's 1-1. But first, a little bit about John Reardon so far this year. 1-1 record. He started 4 contests, 1 complete game. 15 and a third innings. He's allowed 10 runs. This one's lifted into shallow center, charging in. Unable to make the play, Travis Schoonover in center. Or check that is Bailey Schultz in center, unable to make the play, and drops in front of him for a base hit for Reyes. Now Nicholas Verta to the plate. Continuing on with the Calumet lineup, Alan Sanchez is at short batting third. Enrique Rivero, 0-0, the right fielder in the cleanup spot. Reardon's first pitch to Verta's in there for a strike, and today we're going to have to let you know which Verta it is. There are 3 of them in the starting lineup. The second one bats 5th. That's the left fielder, Zach Verta. Number 31, Diego Quinones, bats 6th. Good bender from Reardon, strike 2. Quinones is doing the catching today for Calumet St. Joseph. The designated hitter is Deontrell Earls. And then Alex Verta, the third Verta, is at third base, wearing number 27 in the 8th spot. Pitch well high, waste pitch from Reardon, ball 1. Batting in the 9th spot, Jacarion Williams for Calumet St. Joseph, doing the pitching, Kenneth Condi. Pitch, strike 3 called, nice bender. That's a couple of good ones from Reardon, and Verta's down on strikes for the first out. Runner on first, 1 away. Here in the visiting half of the first. Get to the Saints lineup here in just a bit. But first, Alan Sanchez steps into the right-handed batter's box. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Pitch fouled back, and quickly the count is 0-2 again. Reardon getting right to business here, throwing strikes early. It's cleared up after some rain came through the Joliet area earlier today, and with the turf field, little rain is nothing. Another breaking ball just misses inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reardon sets, fires. Another breaker, and again couldn't quite hit the inside corner. 2-2. Runner on first, 1 away, top of the first. Pretty aggressive lead at first base from Reyes. The pitch is high and inside, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Reardon keeping a diligent eye on Reyes in this at-bat. Now is a full count after quickly getting ahead 0-2. Here's the pitch. Another breaking ball. It hit him right on the elbow, it looked like. And no, they're going to call him out. I think they're going to say he leaned into it. So Reyes stays at first. Now there's 2 away for Enrique Rivero. Rivero, a left-handed batter, takes high, ball 1. There goes the runner, pitches a ball, the throw down, and they got him. 2-6 on the caught stealing, and that will end the inning. Reyes caught stealing, a nice throw from Sabolka, and a good tag from the shortstop Krob, and we'll head to the bottom of the first, no score. Leading off the bottom half of the first for USF will be Travis Schoonover. He'll be followed by the shortstop Dustin Crope, and then the DH Joe McGuire due up here in the bottom of the first. Continuing down the lineup, Anthony Farron plays first in the cleanup spot. Jake Lasota is in left batting fifth. Jonathan Wolf, the third baseman, batting sixth. Schoonover, first pitch swing, grounds one right back up the middle for a base hit. Saints quickly with a runner on base, and now Dustin Crobe comes to the plate. Continuing down the lineup, we went through the sixth position. That's where Jonathan Wolf is hitting. Adam Cibulka, the catcher, in the seventh spot. John Peterson at second, batting eighth. And Bailey Schultz, the center fielder, batting ninth. That lineup facing Kenneth Condy here in Game 1 of the doubleheader for Calumet St. Joseph. Condy, 0-4 on the year. In 4 games. There's a bunt attempt down the first base line, quickly pouncing on at the catcher, but the sacrifice is successful for Crobe, who moves Schoonover over to second. Quinones to Williams on the putout. Now Joe McGuire with a runner in scoring position. McGuire, the designated hitter, bats from the right side. McGuire on the year, 238 hitter. Played in 9 of the Saints' 15 games to this point. First pitch of the at-bat, down low for ball 1. Condy, 13 2/3, 19 hits, 13 runs allowed. 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. Condy delivers again low and away, and this time a nice block by the catcher Quinones to keep it in front and keep Schoonover at second. 2 balls and no strikes. Neither pitch to McGuire so far has been close. Schoonover reached out a single and then moved to second on a sacrifice bunt. McGuire in the 3-hole for Brian Mahalick's squad today. Check swing, pitches in there for a strike. 2-1. The Schoonover first pitch swing and had a grounder back up the middle. Then the first pitch was the sacrifice bunt to Dustin Crobe. So just a couple of pitches through those first 2 batters. Only 5 to this point for Condy early in the first. Schoonover with a good-sized lead. McGuire rips one right at the third baseman, who picks it up on one hop, throws to first. Pretty nice play by the third baseman, Alex Verta. That's out number 2. And Anthony Farron will come to the plate, still a man in scoring position. Farron, a right-handed batter. Waiting the pitch from Condy against St. Francis, 4-11 on the year. Calumet St. Joseph, 6-11 on the season. First pitch in there for a strike. Saints got a couple of nice wins down in Florida, defeating Warner University 5-1, and what was a great outing for Michael Querum, pitcher. Breaking ball again bounced to third, scooped up by Verta. His throw over to first in time, and that ends the inning. So Schoonover leads it off with a single, but that's all for the Saints. We'll head to the second with St. Francis and Calumet St. Joseph tied at scoreless. Top of the second inning upon us. First pitch taken low and away by Enrique Rivero, ball one. Rivero back in the box after his teammate was caught stealing to end the top of the first inning. Not a good looking pitch from Reardon, but it misses. Next pitch is fouled away to the left side onto the berm area. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 18 pitches to this point for Reardon. This one a bouncer to the right side. Farron down to one knee to scoop it up, and he goes to the bag himself. An easy 3 unassisted put out for the Saints. Now Zach Verta. He hits a sky-high pop-up down the left field line. Could there be enough room? Leaning over the fence. Oh, he can't quite make the catch. Heck of an effort from Jake Lesotho, the left fielder, who had it pop out of his glove as he ran into the fence. But Lesotho just can't quite reel it in, and instead it's just a foul ball. Good effort by Lesotho down that left field line, almost able to grab it. But the jarring hit the fence took on him, just a little too much for him to squeeze it. Verta, with new life, takes a strike, and it's 0-2. Zach Verta, one of the 3 Vertas on this Calumet roster, hitting .270 on the year. He takes low and away for ball 1. We got 10 hits and 37 ABs to this point. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Reardon pulled the string. That's a good pitch from John Reardon for out number 2. Now the catcher, Diego Quinones. Quinones, another right-handed batter. .242 hitter on the year to this point. 8 hits and 33 at-bats. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. In the field for the Saints today, in the outfield, you got Lesotho in left, who almost made that real nice play. There's strike 2, and Reardon wasting no time getting ahead of these hitters. Working quickly and working in the zone. Here's the 0-2. Fouled right back to the screen. It remains 0-2. Lesotho in left, Schultz in center, Schoonover in right. Jonathan Wolf is at third, Krob at short, Peterson at second, Farron at first, left to right across the infield. Adam Cibulka in the squad calling the pitches for Reardon. Another fouled pitch. Remains 0-2. Quinones, Cibulka's opposing catcher, in the box right now as the umpire needs a few extra baseballs. St. Francis in the third base dugout today. Calumet St. Joseph in the first base dugout. Here at Joliet Route 66 Stadium. Newly installed turf last year. Reardon delivers a breaking ball that Quinones almost chased. Low and away, ball 1. A sky-high pop-up straight up. Reardon, who also plays the infield, has a beat on it. He's got it in foul territory for out number 3. So quick 1-2-3 for Reardon. We'll head to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. Jake Lesota, Jonathan Wolf, Adam Cibulka, the three due up for St. Francis. Bottom of the second inning. No score between Calumet College of St. Joseph and University of St. Francis. First pitch, a slow changeup or breaking pitch. Low and inside, ball one. Lesota hitting in the 5 spot for the Saints, who left a man on second in the top of the first. Now low and away, and 2 balls and no strikes. Lesota, one of the leading hitters on the Saints, a .267 batter this year. Another pitch that misses, and the count moves to 3-0. Top hitter for the Saints so far this year, Anthony Farron, who came up with a runner on second and 2 away in the top of the first, but ended up grounding out to third. The 3-0, taken for a strike. Michael Querum not in the lineup today. 3 hits and 9 at-bats, hitting .333. And then there's Lesota, .267. And there's ball 4. Lesota reaches. That'll bring up Jonathan Wolf. Again, a leadoff man on for the Saints. Let's see if they can capitalize this time around. Wolf wears number 0 on the back of his white St. Francis jersey. Brown letters, gold outline. Saints across the chest. The white pants for St. Francis today. Brown batting helmets. This one bounced to short, could be 2. Shortstop goes second on to first. Not quite in time. Nice stab there by the first baseman Williams to keep that ball in front of him. So it'll be a fielder's choice. Lesota put out at second base. And here comes Adam Cibulka. Doing the catching today is Cibulka. Has started 10 of the Saints games so far this year. USF a lot of new faces in the lineup this season and to figure out the right pieces to fit into that puzzle. You look at guys like Dustin Kroeb, Joe McGuire, Jake Lesota, Jonathan Wolf, Adam Cibulka, Bailey Schultz. Swing and a miss by Cibulka on the first pitch of the AP, 0-1. Cibulka swings and hits one high in the air to left field, ranging over Zach Verta, slowly but surely making his way under the ball to make the catch, and retreating back to first, Jonathan Wolf. Next up, John Peterson, who had a very strong end of the year last year. Looking to reclaim some of that magic here as he comes home. Last year, the Saints only played 1 doubleheader here. This one bounced up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. Wolf on his way to second. He'll stop there. Peterson has a 2-out single. And then Bailey Schultz up next with 2 men on and 2 men out. Schultz hitting in the 9-hole with a chance to put the Saints on the board. 3 hits on the season, 3 runs scored for Schultz. All 3 of those have been singles. A single here could score Wolf from second. 2 away, bottom of the second, no score. Taken for a strike. The count is 0-1. Schoonover on deck. The leading hitters for the Saints the last couple of seasons if Schultz can get on. Swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2. Condi and Reardon, both pitchers, throwing a lot of strikes here so far. Condi working a little slower than Reardon was out of the windup. Now, Condi from the stretch. The pitch. Ball taken high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And you see the catcher, Quinones, pointing the glove at the pitcher, Condi, saying, yeah, you hit your spot there. That's a good spot. Just a little bit high, hoping Schultz would chase it. He didn't. Now 1-2. Schultz fouls it back to the screen. Had a good rip at it. Count remains 1-2. Wolf reached on a fielder's choice. He's on second. Peterson singled up the middle with 2 away. He is on first. Schultz in the 9-hole looking to put the first run on the board with the home slate for the Saints. 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. He struck him out and then applying the tag, Quinones, and that'll do it for the Saints half of the second. We'll head to the third, still scoreless. First up for Calumet St. Joseph, Deontrell Earls here in the top half of the third. First pitch taken low for a ball. Reardon so far, solid outing, only 1 hit allowed, and he's faced the minimum through 2. Working quickly out of the windup, Reardon fires, and the next pitch is fouled back. The count moves to 1-1. The Saints and Cal St. Joe both playing the first conference game of the year for each squad. Not bad weather for Joliet in March. This one fouled off towards my car, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's hope I don't have a baseball-sized hole through my windshield when I get back. Earls, the designated hitter today, awaits. Bounces one to third, sliding over to get it as Wolf. He knocks it down, takes a crow hop, throws to first, and couldn't quite get it as it bounces off of Farron's glove. That's a tough one because it looked like the throw might have beaten Earls. It's going to be an error on Wolf. The first pitch is fouled back by the Knicks batter, Alex Verta. Throw just a little low. It looked like Wolf had enough time. He crow-hopped a couple of times, just couldn't quite get the throw to Farron. So it'll be an error on the Saints and a runner on first for Cal St. Joe. Next pitch misses and the count runs to 2-1. Only the second batter to reach base against Reardon so far today. And now here's Alex Verta, the third baseman, looking at. He hits one towards us, and that's going to hit just above us in the press box and bounce on down. Count runs to 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think our intern and PA announcer for the day, Mitch Zach, would have had that one if he had his glove. Doing the public address announcing for us. He wears a lot of hats around the athletic department. Glad to have him. Pitch taken low and inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Former baseball player for the Saints. Full count, nobody out. Runner on first for Cal St. Joe, top of the third. Reardon fires. That one right off the fist, right towards us again. That one I could have had. Bounces back down below off the glass. Count remains 3-2. 39 pitches for Reardon so far in this one, through 2+ innings. Reardon with the high striped socks. Fires. That one just fell down the third base line. Wolf ranging over. He's playing that line, so probably could have been there if it was fair. Instead, a little bit out in front of that one, Verta. The count remains full, 3-2. Still early, nobody warming up on either side. Breaking ball, strike 3 called a beauty from John Reardon. Verta walking his way back to the dugout. There's one away here in the third. Jakarian Williams up next, the first baseman, wearing number 2, hitting in the 9 spot from the left side. High and away for ball 1. Williams started 10 games so far this year, 8 hits and 28 at-bats. That's a .286 average. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1. Took a good rip, came up empty. Wind blowing out to left currently, it looks like. Maybe a little bit crossed from right to left. Foul back, and it's 1-2. The Saints in the Florida warmth had some big days, including a 3-home-run inning that propelled them to a victory over St. Thomas. It was ranked at the time number 10 in the country. One of the top wins for the Saints so far this year. 1-2 is a breaker that is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Saints looking to add a couple of conference victories today in the doubleheader. Currently no score in game 1, top of the third. Short lead at first for the runner, Earls, and the pitch is high and away, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. And after being very efficient his first 2 innings, Reardon's run into some trouble here in the third. A couple of full counts in a row. He was able to throw a nice breaker to Alex Verta to get him looking. Let's see if he could do it again to Williams. Pitch is a fastball, and it's high and away for ball 4. Now 2 men on, 1 man out, and the top of the order coming up for Cal St. Joe. That's Antonio Reyes, the center fielder. Reyes singled to lead off the ball game and then was caught stealing for the 3rd out at the top of the 1st. Pitch taken high, ball 1. Now Cibulka is going to go out to talk to Reardon. Cibulka, a new face for the Saints. They have College DuPage, originally from Grafton, Wisconsin. Getting the start at catcher for USF today. Batting in the 7 spot for USF. Reardon takes a deep breath, works from the stretch with a 1-0 count, 2 men on in the top of the 3rd. Quick pickoff move to first. Back standing is Jakarian Williams. Calumet St. Joseph looking to get a run on the board for Kenneth Condi, its starting pitcher. That one taken for a strike. Now it's 1-1. Maybe a well-timed visit there from Cibulka just to let Reardon take a deep breath. He works very quickly. That one bunted up into the air. Cibulka ranging back and makes the basket catch. It's a big out for the Saints, out number 2. And now Nicholas Verta. Verta struck out looking against Reardon in the 1st inning. Fouled away, right back at us. 0-1. Verta's played in 9 games, started all 9 of those games he's played in. Checked his swing, did he go around? Yes, he did. 0-2. Reardon settled down ever since that meeting with Cibulka. Sometimes those catchers just understand those pitchers, what exactly they need at a given moment. And it seemed that Cibulka was able to give Reardon that in that moment. Now just 1 pitch away from getting out of this 3rd inning. Here's the 0-2. Good breaker. Just missed. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. An 0-2 count, that's about as good as you can put it if you're John Reardon. There's strike 3 called, right on the inside corner. Verta caught looking for the 2nd time, and that ends the 3rd. Great job by Reardon to get out of that one. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. No score between the Saints and the Crimson Wave. Bottom of the 3rd inning, St. Francis 0 and Calumet St. Joseph 0. The Saints may have something to say about that here in the bottom of the 3rd. Top of the order coming up, Travis Schoonover, Dustin Kroeb, Joe McGuire. Schoonover on the first pitch he saw, grounded a ball back up the middle. This time he grounds one down the first baseline. That one gets through for a hit. And Schoonover has his 2nd hit of the ball game. Two of the Saints' 3 to this point so far. The other one came from John Peterson, a 2-out single in the 2nd. And again, St. Francis, similar situation to the first. Let's see if Kroeb is bunting again. 3rd baseman Alex Verta not playing too shallow. Kroeb swinging this time, lifts one high into the air to center. Medium depth, now ranging back to center fielder Reyes. He's under it, and that's out number 1. Now batting for the Saints, Joe McGuire, the DH, who hit a sharp ground ball to 3rd base the first time he was up. And it was scooped up nicely on 1 hop by Alex Verta, which saved a run for Calumet St. Joseph. Now it's going to be taken. It's a ball. Popped out of the glove of Quinones, the catcher. Flipped the mask off quickly to make sure Schoonover wasn't going anywhere at first base. Schoonover just 1 of 2 on stolen base attempts so far this year, hitting out of the leadoff spot for the Saints. McGuire awaits and takes a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Schoonover goes. It's a pitch out. The throw down, not in time. Schoonover swipes the bag. So instead of being sacrificed over, Schoonover just takes 2nd himself. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Joe McGuire at the plate, now with the runner in scoring position, much like the same situation in the first inning. See if McGuire or Farron or perhaps somebody else can deliver this time for the Saints. McGuire, .238 hitter on the year. Lifts one into right field, pretty deep. Going back is Rivero, and he makes the catch. Schoonover tags. He'll head to third base, and now just 90 feet away from the Saints' first run of the home slate. And at the plate, exactly the man you want up there, Anthony Farron, who's played in 13 games so far for the Saints this year and has 15 hits. The team leading 9 driven in. Been on base 46% of the time this year. Looking to reach again for St. Francis against Kenneth Conde. Pitch, Farron hits one high and deep to left. Raging way back is the left fielder, Verta looking up. That ball's gone. A 2-run shot for Anthony Farron. And the Saints on the scoreboard first. It's 2-0. Saints showing off the long ball here. Anthony Farron, his second home run of the season. RBIs number 10 and 11. Hit number 16. And Jake Lasota is hit by the pitch on the first pitch of his AB. And he goes on to first. First pitch to Jonathan Wolf in there for a strike. Two to nothing Saints here in the bottom of the third after Anthony Farron's towering home run to left. Bouncing ball to third. Scooped up by Alex Verta. His throw is way too high. And now they're going to get Wolf caught in a rundown. And now they're going to throw back to third and staying safe there. Everybody's safe. Is Jake Lasota. That play, Cal St. Joe throwing the ball over the place, but just runners reaching to first and third, so we'll get in throwing error on the third baseman Verta. Lasota will go to second, and Wolf reaches at first. And now Adam Cibulka at the plate with a chance to extend the Saints' lead. And that throw to third base almost got away from the third baseman Verta, which would have allowed Lasota to come in to score. Now Cibulka with a chance. First pitch. In there for a strike. Kenneth Conde looking to limit the damage here in the bottom of the third. His next pitch in there for a strike, 0-2. He's done a good job getting ahead of Cibulka, who took an extra long look at that last strike. Perhaps noticing that spot so that when he goes behind the dish, he makes sure John Reardon gets the same call. High and away, and then stealing the bag easily, Jonathan Wolf. So now 2 men in scoring position. It looked like Wolf would have been content to get in a rundown had the throw gone to second base. But instead, perhaps a smart play of Quinones to just eat it. See if his pitcher with a 1-2 count can get out of it. Here comes the next pitch. It goes right off the foot of the pitcher. Running over to make the play, but can't quite get to it is the pitcher, Conde. Run comes in to score. That's going to be a hit for Cibulka. That's a tough play to is a nice kick save by the pitcher, who I'm not sure if he intentionally tried to keep that one on the infield or not, but he did. Noah Carraro is the pinch runner for Cibulka at first base. And John Peterson fouls the first pitch he sees high and out away from the stadium, right over the roof to our right. So on that last play, Wolf went all the way to third after stealing second. First and third. There goes the runner again. Pitch is way outside, and Carraro easily swipes second. One ball and one strike, 2 away, 3 runs in for the Saints. That one ripped through the left side, a base hit. Here comes Wolf in to score. Carraro's rounding third. The throw is not in time. Carraro dives in safely, going to second. Peterson, a 2 RBI single through the left side, and it's 5-0 St. Francis. First pitch, high for ball 1. Now at bat, Bailey Schultz. Swing and a miss from Schultz this time. 1 ball and 1 strike. 9th batter to the plate for the Saints in the inning, and to think it all could have been over after that error by the third baseman on the throw. 3 of these runs unearned going against Condi. And is allowed for 3 more runs after Anthony Farron's home run to come in to score. Farron hit the 2-run shot with 2 outs as the 4th batter of the inning. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Schultz. And a hit batter, an error, a single, and another single, bringing in those other runs. 3 balls and 1 strike. Now runner on second is John Peterson, and the Saints still batting here in the 3rd. A 5-run inning for St. Francis. There's a strike, and it's now 3-2. On deck, Travis Schoonover, who led off the inning with a single down the first base line. Stole second and then came in to score on Farron's 2-run shot to left. 3-2. Swing and a miss by Schultz. He strikes out, and that'll do it for the inning, but not before 5 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. 1 left for the Saints in the 3rd, and it's a 5-0 lead for St. Francis heading to the 4th. Alan Sanchez to lead off. The top of the fourth inning. Saints now on top 5-0. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Reardon's second offering of the fourth inning. Just misses again. 2 balls and no strikes. Sanchez struck out looking in the first inning. That was the second out of the inning in the first. He's the number 3 hitter for this Calumet lineup. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. After that, fastball finds the outside corner. Sanchez, the .290 hitter on the year for Cal St. Joe. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Reardon already nearing 60 pitches here through 3+ innings. That one taken for ball 4. And a leadoff man is on for Cal St. Joe for the second consecutive inning. In the third, DeAntrell Earls reached on an error by the third baseman, Jonathan Wolf. But the Saints were able to strand to him at second. One ball and no strikes. Reardon now facing the cleanup batter, Enrique Rivero, who bounces one to the right side. Anthony Farron pounces on it and then stands right in the baseline, so Rivero runs right into him. The runner will move to second base. That's Sanchez with 1 away. Zach Verta will come up. First pitch in there for a strike to Zach Verta. Reardon's only allowed 1 hit so far today. Then 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 error, 2 walks, 1 error, the 4 base runners for Cal St. Joe so far today. 5-0 Saints here in the bottom of the third. In the top of the fourth. Saints scored all 5 of those runs in the bottom half of the third, which is what I was thinking there. That one taken for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. This one bounced to third. Scooped up nicely by Wolf. Looks back the runner and a good throw. Makes it out number 2. Diego Quinones comes to the plate now, the catcher. Quinones hit a sky-high pop-up his last time up that ended the second when Reardon was able to come in to make the catch. Swing and a miss. 0-1 on Quinones. Runner on second. That's Alan Sanchez, who reached on a walk and then moved to second on Enrique Rivero's ground out, but had to stay put when Zach Verta bounced to third. The 2 away in the top of the fourth. Reardon sets and fires. A foul ball off the mitt. Back to the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes. Reardon well ahead in this count. Looking to end this inning in less than 15 pitches. Here it comes. Breaking ball, reached at and lifted to shallow center. Charging hard, Schultz. Still coming, makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. Schultz able to grab that one. Just a walk for Cal St. Joe in the fourth. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth with the Saints still leading 5-0. And now the bottom of the fourth coming up. St. Francis on top 5-0, and just like last inning, Travis Schoonover will lead it off. Already 2 for 2 with a run scored. Schoonover has grounded a couple of singles that have found their way through the infield. Condi still on the bump for Cal St. Joe, and the first pitch he throws to Schoonover this time is a strike, 0-1. Only 2 of those 5 runs charged to Condi were earned in the last inning. Schoonover rips one down the right field line, ranging back the right fielder, looking up, one hopper off the wall, bounces away briefly from the right fielder, but Schoonover will cruise into second with a double. And it's a 3 for 3 day so far for St. Francis leadoff hitter. Now Dustin Kroeb to the plate. The theme when Schoonover's gotten on, he's put himself into scoring position every time. He scored in the third, was unable to score in the first. Let's see if Kroeb is sacrificing him over. He is not. First pitch way outside for ball 1. Kroeb did lay down a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. He flew out to center on the second pitch of his at-bat in the third. Kroeb takes a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out. In the bottom of the fourth, Saints up 5-0, looking to add after Schoonover's double down the right field line. Kroeb lifts one into right center field. Going to be a long run for Rivero. Still going. It's in the gap. Schoonover's going to come in to score easily. I think Kroeb's thinking 3. He is heading towards third without a throw. It's a sliding triple for Dustin Kroeb. And another RBI for the Saints. It's 6-0. Saints as a team with that triple have now hit for the cycle today. McGuire coming to the plate, and coach for Cal St. Joe going out to talk to his pitcher, Condi. Nobody warming up down the right field line in the Cal St. Joe bullpen. Runner on third after the meeting has been broken up now. Condi taking a long walk back towards second base with the baseball, giving himself a little extra time to breathe. 6 runs on 8 hits and 1 error for St. Francis. No runs on 1 hit and 1 error for Cal St. Joe so far in the ball game here in the bottom of the fourth. McGuire steps in, a right-handed hitter. 0 for 2 today. The ground out and a fly out. He's hit the ball hard twice, though, so let's see if he can do it again. First pitch taken for a ball, 1-0. McGuire, a new face, a transfer from Joliet Junior College, lifts one high and deep to right center. This one looks like somebody's going to be able to get under. Reyes does. Kroeb tagging and will easily score on the sacrifice fly by Joe McGuire. That'll make it 7-0 St. Francis. So Farron will bat with the bases empty for the first time today. He homered to left his last time. This time he rips one down the left field line. That one's going to get down for perhaps extra bases. Cutting it off is the left fielder, Zach Verta. Farron's thinking about 2, and he slides in safely with a double. Two doubles and a triple so far here in the fourth. 4 batters in. The only out was a sacrifice fly by Joe McGuire just moments ago. Now up Jake Lasota. Low and away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Lesota. Lesota was hit by a pitch his last time. He walked in the second inning. He's reached both times, but does not have an official at bat so far in the game. 1 ball and 1 strike now. At the 9th hit of the day for St. Francis. Called strike, 1-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Already 2 runs in for the Saints. Anthony Farron is on second after his double. This one ripped right back up the middle, another base hit. Farron is going to stop at third as Reyes' throw is cut off by the first baseman Williams. It's another hit for the Saints. Puts runners on first and third with 1 out for Jonathan Wolf. Wolf wearing number 0, third baseman, reached on a fielder's choice and then reached on an error in his first 2 ABs. Going to hit the ball hard again this time around. Right-hander waits. This time he rips one into center. This is a falling liner that Reyes is able to get under. Farron's going to try to tag to come home. The throw is cut off. Farron scores, and it's 8-0 St. Francis. Lesota stays at first. Farron comes in to score the 3rd run of the inning for the Saints on Jonathan Wolf's sac fly. And now Adam Cibulka, who re-entered the game back in catcher after being pinch run for in the 3rd inning. So although he singled, it was Noah Carraro who scored the run in his place. Cibulka also had an RBI in that spot in the last inning. First pitch low and away for ball 1. 4 hits in the inning, 3 of them for extra bases. Schoonover double, Krob triple, Farron double, Lesota single, as Cibulka just a wave and a miss at strike 1. Pickoff throw to first. Ooh, they almost got him. Almost got Lesota napping there. Williams applied the tag just a little late. Nice move from Condi on the mound. One is high to Cibulka, 2-1. Transfer from College of DuPage, as I mentioned earlier. Cibulka on the year, 5 hits, 2 of them doubles. Bouncing ball to the left side, gobbled up by Verta. His throw across the diamond's low, but it's scooped up by Williams, and that'll do it for the Saints in the 4th. But not before 3 more runs are scored, and the Saints lead 8-0 heading into the 5th. John Reardon back on the hill, now pitching with an 8-run lead. First pitch fouled away. If Reardon was pounding the zone before, can't wait to see what he does here in the top of the 5th. Facing Deontrell Earls, Alex Verta, and Jakarian Williams. This one high in the air left side. Could be playable, but nobody's going to be able to get there as it just lands outside of the field in foul territory. Almost the same spot, perhaps a little closer to us from the one that Lesota almost had earlier in the ballgame. Now it's 0-2 on Earls, who reached on a throwing error by the third baseman Wolf in the 3rd inning. Now batting for the 2nd time here in the 5th against John Reardon. The pitch. Low and away for a ball, 1-2. This one, another sky-high pop-up. This time it's going to stay in the field of play. Dustin Kroeb's got a beat on it, and he has it for out number 1. Now Alex Verta, the third baseman, struck out looking in the 3rd. No balls and 1 strike after a first pitch strike. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Reardon fires the 0-2. Bouncing ball to the left side. Kroeb's got it again. This time on the ground, and his throw is in time for the out. 5 in a row sat down by John Reardon after the walk in the 4th. And Jakarian Williams steps up next. First pitch to Williams, high and out of play to the left. The next one to Williams is low and away for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Reardon wasting no time, fires a strike as Williams waves and misses at it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Next one, strike 3 called, and Reardon catches Williams looking, and that'll do it. 6 in a row sat down by John Reardon as we head to the bottom of the 5th with the score 8-0 St. Francis. New pitcher for Cal St. Joe, left-hander Noah Miller. First pitch he throws is laced into center, but it's right at the center fielder Reyes, who squeezes it for out number 1. That was John Peterson with the out. Now Bailey Schultz looking for his first hit of the day. Schultz, a strikeout victim his first 2 times, takes low for ball 1. Bottom of the 5th, 8-0 St. Francis on top. Scheduled for 7 here in Game 1. If Game 1 finishes in 7, then we'll play a 9-inning contest afterwards. 2 balls and no strikes now on Schultz. Miller making just his 2nd appearance on the hill this year. He's played plenty in the field. His numbers in the field, 2 hits and 15 at-bats. He scored a couple of runs and driven in 1 as well. On the hill, he's pitched just an inning and a third and allowed just 1 hit in that inning and a third. Schultz draws the walk. He's on base for the first time today. And now Travis Schoonover, the left-handed leadoff hitter who has been hot today against the righty Condi. Now facing a lefty. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. For Condi, went 4 innings. That one goes back to the backstop, and on his way to second is Bailey Schultz. Miller kicks and fires. Breaking ball. Schoonover waits on it, but gets under it. It's a high pop-up on the infield. Drifting towards the shortstop position. Making the catch is Sanchez for the out. Now Dustin Kroeb. First time the Crimson Wave have been able to get Schoonover out today, who was 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored, a double and a pair of singles, as well as a stolen bag. Now Kroeb, who had an RBI triple his last time up. He's 1 for 2. First pitch ball. As I mentioned, Condi went 4 innings, allowed 10 hits. Ball low, 2 balls and no strikes. Allowed 8 runs, 5 of them were earned in his 4 innings. Against the Saints. Kroeb gets ahead of that one right off the fists and fouls it hard towards the Saints dugout. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kroeb, a transfer from South Suburban College. Bounces one to the left side foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-handed batter awaiting the pitch from the lefty, Noah Miller. 2-2. Kroeb hits one into the right center field gap again. This one is falling quickly, but getting under it, and on it is Enrique Rivero to end the inning. Kroeb gave it a ride again, similar spot, but this time Rivero was able to camp under it and get the out. So no runs, no hits, no errors for the Saints. 1 left. It was Schultz on second, and we'll head to the 6th with the Saints leading 8-0. Top of the order drew up for Cal St. Joe. Top of the sixth, 8-0 St. Francis. First pitch taken low, ball one. John Reardon will throw his 80th pitch of the ball game right now. 50 of them so far strikes. Now one bounce to the right side. Anthony Farron's there, but it's foul. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So 80 pitches, 51 strikes for Reardon so far through 5 innings. And a couple of pitches here in the sixth. Reyes, a left-handed batter, singled in the first inning. This one lifted into deep right center field, ranging over both fielders, unable to get there. As the center fielder Schultz cuts it off, and Reyes is in standing with a double. First extra base hit against John Reardon today, and the first hit for Calumet St. Joseph since Reyes singled in the first inning. It's also just the third time that Cal St. Joe has put a runner in scoring position so far today against Reardon. As the Saints have been able to keep Cal St. Joe off the scoreboard so far. Now Nicholas Verta, he swings and hits a high deep drive to left. Ranging back, Lasota, still going back. It's high off the wall, and it bounces way back towards the infield. Heading to second is Verta. Coming around to score is Reyes. And it's an RBI double for Nicholas Verta, and Cal St. Joe's on the scoreboard. It's 8-1. Couple of very hard-hit balls. And a couple of doubles for Cal St. Joe to lead off the top of the sixth. Not going quietly against the St. Francis team despite being in now a 7-run hole. Time is called at the plate. It's Alan Sanchez, who walked in the fourth and struck out looking in the first. Reardon sets, fires. Foul ball right back towards us, to our right. Bouncing, pinballing around off a couple of things over there. 0-1 to Sanchez. Still nobody warming up in the Saints pad. Looks like Reardon's game. This one fouled away again to the right. And again, it'll be a pinball up in the upper section of the stadium here. Joliet Route 66 Stadium. Turf installed last year. High and tight. And I think that got a piece of Sanchez. And it did. So he will reach first, and the first 3 batters have reached base against Reardon here in the 6th inning. And now the cleanup batter, Enrique Rivero. He can keep the train going with a chance to put a little pressure on Reardon and the Saints. Currently an 8-1 ball game. Rivero stepping to the plate. The leading hitter on this Cal St. Joe team swings fiercely at the first pitch and fouls it up and out of play. Rivero, 18 hits and 35 at-bats coming into today's game. That's a .514 batting average. That one taken for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Today he's grounded out to first a couple of times. Reardon's held him in check. Let's see if the righty can continue to do so. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. 6 runs scored for Rivero, 5 driven in. That's second on the team. Third on the team in runs scored to this point. 2-1 pitch, drilled into deep right field. Going back is the right fielder Schoonover looking up. That ball's gone. And Enrique Rivero has just hit a 3-run home run that puts Cal St. Joe within 4. It's 8-4. Second homer of the season for Rivero. RBIs numbers 6, 7, and 8. And all of a sudden, this ballgame's gotten a whole lot more interesting. First pitch, did he go? No, he did not. Ball one, 1 ball and no strikes. That one taken for a strike, 1-1. Still no activity in the Saints' pen at this point. Still 4-run cushion for USF. It's been cut in half here. Still nobody out in the top half of the 6th. That was pitch number 92 from John Reardon. 93 swing and a miss. And it's 2-2. If Reardon can be efficient here in the next 6 batters or so, he could get out of this without facing the top half of the order again. Now 3-2. All 4 of Cal St. Joseph's hits have come from the top half of the order. This one popped up right side, drifting into right field. Schoonover coming in. Couple steps to his right, couple steps in, makes the catch. And that's out number 1 of the 6th. Now the catcher, Diego Quinones. And he chases a high pitch. Tried to check his swing, but he went all the way around, 0-1. That's one where you knew about halfway through the swing you shouldn't swing at it, but there's just no stopping that momentum. This time he does take a full cut, but he misses, and it's 0-2. 2 flyouts for Quinones, 1 in foul territory to Reardon, the pitcher, and then 1 to center. He did not go around. Almost chased another high fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 from Reardon is low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coming up, pitch number 100 for John Reardon. Strike 3 called, and that's out number 2. Paints the black with a fastball. And now there's 2 away here in the top of the 6th. 4 runs in for Cal St. Joe. Couple of doubles. Nicholas Verta, run-scoring double as the second batter of the inning after Antonio Reyes led off the frame with a 2-bagger. First pitch to Deontrell Earls, taken for a strike. Earls waves and misses at another one, and Reardon wasting no time. Pounding the zone here in the 6th. No confidence wasted after that tough beginning of the inning, and there he went around for strike 3. And just as quickly as Cal St. Joe scored 4 runs, they are now done here in the 6th inning. So ahead to the bottom of the 6th, the Saints looking to add some more insurance, leading 8-4. Saints looking to answer a 4-run sixth for Cal St. Joe. It's 8-4 St. Francis on top. Lefty Noah Miller was able to get out of his first inning of work with just allowing one walk. That was the fifth. Now we're in the bottom of the sixth. Joe McGuire, Anthony Farron, and Jake Lasota. This one ripped into the right center field gap. That one's going to get down for a base hit. Cutting it off is Rivero. So just a single for Joe McGuire. His first hit of the day after he hit a sacrifice fly in the fourth. That was the second run of a 3-run inning for the Saints in the fourth. Now Anthony Farron to the plate. Farron 2 for 3 so far today. He walked in the second, hit a deep homer to left in the third, and then doubled in that fourth. First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1. That homer by Farron were the Saints' first 2 runs of the game. They came as a part of a 5-run third inning. Slider taken for a ball up high, 1-1. Now 8 runs on 11 hits for the Saints. 5 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. That'll give you the 8, which taken high for a ball, 2-1. And then 4 in the top of the sixth for Calumet St. Joseph to slice the Saints' lead in half. That included a 3-run homer by the right fielder Enrique Rivero. Farron hits a high, deep drive, but foul, right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind still blowing from right to left. Expecting the wind to kick up over the next day or so. Farron nubs one right back to the pitcher. Nobody's covering second base. The throw is wide. It goes off the glove of the shortstop, and going to third is Joe McGuire. So it'll be a fielder's choice and an error. Farron reaching on the fielder's choice. And charged the air to the shortstop there, couldn't quite hold it. And now it looks like Farron's coming back to the dugout, and he's going to be replaced by Sean Harper. So Sean Harper will pinch run for Farron. Here in the bottom of the sixth, first and third, nobody out. The batter's Lasota, who lifts one into right field, relatively deep. Rivero is back. Rivero makes the catch. Tagging is McGuire, and he's going to score easily the 9th run of the day for St. Francis on the sacrifice fly by Jake Lasota. First pitch taken for a ball. One ball and no strikes. Jonathan Wolf swings and misses. And a second pitch breaking ball that disappeared down low. 9-4 Saints, bottom of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss by Wolf. Going down to second is Harper on a stolen bag. Puts himself into scoring position with one away here in the inning. Wolf swings and misses again. Similar pitch as the catcher will look the runner Harper back to second and then throw to first to complete the strikeout. A couple of similar breaking balls just disappeared out of the zone. Wolf, no chance of connecting with those. Now Adam Cibulka with 2 away and a runner on second. To Cibulka, lifted deep into center, going way back is Reyes, and he makes the catch on the run over his shoulder to retire the side. Cibulka gave it a good ride, but just couldn't quite get it over the center fielder Reyes, who showed off his speed to get back to that one. So we'll head to the 7th. The Saints 3 outs away from a victory. Alex Verta to the plate. Top of the 7th. First pitch taken for a strike. And it's 0-1. First game, 7 innings. Second game, 9 innings for this doubleheader. Breaking ball, taken for a strike, 0-2. Reardon looking for the complete game victory at 105 pitches, giving up 4 hits, 4 runs so far. 0 away. Reardon has worked quickly today. You know the fielders always enjoy when the pitcher works quickly. Keeps you on your toes all the time. Reardon does so with ease. This one bounced to the third base side. Wolf knocks it down. His throw across the diamond in time. Wolf had to range just to get in front of that one. Did a good job to knock it down and then fire over to first base. Now Chikarian Williams steps to the plate. First baseman, wearing number 2, batting from the left side. Pitch taken high and away, ball 1. 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Cal St. Joe. 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for St. Francis. This one lifted into left, stumbling and unable to make the plays. The left fielder, Lasota, he's got a tough break on that ball. That'll be a single for Williams, and Reyes will come to the plate. Now Antonio Reyes, first pitch of ball. It's the first hit that has come from the bottom 5 hitters in the order today for Cal St. Joe. That one by Williams just a moment ago. Cibulka has it pop out of his glove. It's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Reyes doubled in the 6th. He also singled in the 1st, accounting for 2 of Cal St. Joe's 5 hits. The other 3, that one by Williams just a moment ago, a double by Verta in the 6th, and the 3-run homer by Enrique Rivero, also in the 6th. Rivero just getting one into right field over the head of Travis Schoonover and just over the wall. Strike 2 called, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Reyes a solid day. Rivero, although he's just 1 for 3, that homer was a big one. It really brought Cal St. Joe back into the game. Cut the Saints' lead in half. It was 8-4 at that point. The Saints added one more in the bottom of the 6th to make it 9-4. That one lifted foul into the seat's left side. 2-2. One out, one runner on first for Cal St. Joe here in the top of the 7th. Kicking the pitch is high and away. Count is full, 3-2. That's ball 4. Reardon walks Reyes, and now Nicholas Verta comes to the plate. Now you're starting to get to the more dangerous part of this Cal St. Joe lineup when you talk about Reyes, who just walked, Verta, who's got a double, Alan Sanchez, who's 0 for 1, although he was hit by a pitch and scored a run, and then walked as well. And then, of course, Rivero hit his 3-run homer in the last frame. Verta takes high. 1 ball, no strikes. There are a couple of more that out of the zone. I have a feeling Adam Sibilka might go out and talk to Reardon. Last time he did that, Reardon did a great job of settling down. That one, a breaking ball low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. See if Reardon can reset here. 2-0 the count. This one lifted on the infield. Infield fly is called, and Kroeb squeezes it at the shortstop position for out number 2. Now Alan Sanchez, as I mentioned just a moment ago, is 0 for 1. Walked in the 4th, was hit by a pitch and scored on Rivero's 3-run homer in the 6th. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 7th. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Reardon's game, nobody warming up for St. Francis. Looking to end it, 121 on the pitch count. After that one, misses high and inside for ball 1. Sanchez, a .290 hitter coming into today's game with the team leading 10 driven in. Foul back to the screen. That number still holds, despite the RBIs today from Rivero and Verta. 1-2 the count. Just missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Cal St. Joe. 9 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error for St. Francis. 2 big innings accounting for 8 of the 9 runs for the Saints. Breaking ball. Reardon wanted it, but it just missed. Couldn't quite bring it into the front door. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Williams on second, Reyes on first. Williams singled, Reyes walked. Reardon fires. This one bounced back up the middle. Should be an easy play for Kroeb. Scoops it up, throws to first, and that'll do it. Saints win game 1 of this doubleheader. Final score of this one is 9-4. And we'll head to game 2, which I assume will start in about 30 minutes. So let's say 3:10. But if you want to tune in around 3, we'll have the... perhaps that's a good time to tune in, just in case you start a little early. Winning pitcher John Reardon, as the Saints move to 5-11 on the season. The losing pitcher is Kenneth Conde, and the Cal St. Joe is now 6-12 on the year. Big hits in this one. Anthony Farron, the 2-run homer to get the scoring started for the Saints. Then a 2 RBI single by John Peterson, an RBI single by Adam Sibolka, counting for those 5 runs in the 3rd. In the 4th, 3 runs for the Saints, including double by Schoonover, an RBI triple by Kroeb, sac fly from Joe McGuire, and then another sac fly from Jonathan Wolf later in the inning. And then another sac fly, this time Jake Lasota in the 6th, accounting for the 9th run for St. Francis. Big hit for Cal St. Joe was the 3-run homer by Enrique Rivero in the 6th. Nicholas Verta also had a double and an RBI. Antonio Reyes is the only Cal St. Joe player with multiple hits on the day. Saints win this one. Final score 9-4. Thanks for tuning in. We'll hope you tune in for game 2, starting shortly.